Hello, what is up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Ray the Flying Squirrel here, and I am of course back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil for the PlayStation 2. So, last time we have managed able to win for the majority of the Volk place, while usually we did manage able to explore Volk City, along with Underground Factory, and also the Inferno level, which I don't know about because it's been 2 days ago since I actually last played this, and also we did manage able to, well, we didn't get the third element sadly, mainly due to the fact that Lorena just managed to able to get away with it. So anyway, today for this episode is the fact that we are moving on to the next level, which appears to be Ishras Ark, which I do apologize for that mispronunciation of that specific level's name, by the way, because obviously I did not understand with the forms of some things itself, I suppose. But anyway, before we get into the actual main level, we get ourselves a cinematic cutscene here. So, that's the Ark, huh? It's got 3 engines. Alright, let's give it a try. Alright, so this level is the fact that we're going to be able to actually just to activate not 1, but 3 engines. So, that is how we're about to be able to try to activate the Ark itself. So, yeah, a few things I want to explain for this point today, and that is the fact that today's day is of course the 10th of November today, in this case in 2021 today. And in addition to about the fact that we can able to discuss upon more things for this point today, but also is that one of those games is now apparently 4 years old also, which it appears to be on the 3DS game, which I'll discuss on that in a second. So either way though, we'll able to try to mention more about it until later. So anyways, let's get into the next, the first discussion for this point today while this is going. That is the fact that, well, usually do you guys even remember on our video game collection video, the Xbox 360 games, that usually we got 2 of those games in the past, both Disney Pixar's Cars 1 and Cars 2. However though, every now and then for this point today, we no longer have those 2 games specifically, mainly due to the fact that I wasn't really a huge Cars fanatic, mainly because about the fact that I'm pretty much used to with the Toy Story series, because Toy Story is a huge success, which as a result, that's why essentially I just moved on from the likes of Cars to more familiar franchises I was familiar with, which that's probably just me anyway though. So yeah, as a result of that stuff though, that's as far as I can think about it. Actually, I'll get to more details in a second in just a many moments notice. As you can see, we actually stumbled across these particular creatures that actually allows you to able to actually emerge some of these enemies that you can able to use as in like different colored crystals or specifically different power source for the actual color that it actually represents. Like as you notice, ever since about a few seconds ago, that we've already did manage to get rid of the yellow crystal as an object. This meaning about the fact that you can only use the actual flying-like enemies, not these ones, but the ones that I've already shown you guys previously for that particular few seconds ago. Oh, actually, I'll show you in just a moment once we're able to get into this next section over there, which as you can see, we now ended up inside again. So, like, let's just say, yeah, those guys, they are flying about, you know, with they constantly flapping their wings. Basically, if you manage to able to grab those enemies as projectiles, obviously you can able to actually, like, throw something, and then as a result, that's a, how do I supposed to get that egg? Oh, wait a second, I know what I'm supposed to do, like, basically, we're just gonna have to able to just, although we can't let that enemy just use these, this particular object right here. So yeah, you just have to, like, keep throwing at certain enemies like these, and then when it says, like, the blue crystal, this means it actually represents that, well, you only, get the yellow crystal power in order able to actually just to, well, let it transform into that. Oh, shoot, I forgot to jump. So yeah, like, let's just say, in order to able to get the yellow energy source is the fact that you have to toss one enemy and merge it to the other. and then if it's blue, you have to do it twice, and then the third one, which appears to be the yellow one, oh no, the red one I should say, and that actually just managed able to signifies that you have to do it like several times, or it's kind of hard to explain. Just mainly because this is the point I actually haven't got to yet on my own time, because, well, at least back in the day that was, because, well, as far as I said this before, that it has been about a couple of days ago since I actually did manage to able to, like, well, last played this game, ever since 2 days ago, as I said, so, yeah, forgive me about that, so... Alright, so, oh, we've got these familiar enemies since, well, the first Klonoa game. Well, technically we've already come across into those enemies before, ever since in one of those previous levels, but, hey, at least that's sure it's something we can able to actually, just for the sake of time. Actually, kind of think about it, this level does remind me of a combination of Vision 3-2, from the likes of the original Klonoa game, along with the forms of Vision 5-1 at the same time for combined together. This meaning about the fact that, well, every time you're able to activate something in during forms of this particular level itself, then you can obviously able to actually activate something that allows every single, like, moving platforms or spinning platforms to activate. So, like, well, we'll point it out whenever we're able to continue our progressioning to this level, basically. So, and in fact, the matter is, though, is the fact that some of these levels, like these kinds of levels, that it might actually be a lot longer than anticipated. So anyways, another thing I just want to explain about this as well is the fact that, well, as you probably already know, is the fact that the 10th of November is today. So as a result, this means about the fact that one of the 3DS games is now 4 years old, which appears to be Mario Party, the Top 100. And, yeah, happy 4th anniversary, Mario Party, the Top 100, despite the fact that, well, it is a bit of a worst-selling Mario Party games of all time now, mainly because it was on the 3DS to begin with, because it was on the late lifespan, whilst thankfully on Mario Party Superstars eventually might actually start to sell a lot better than the forms of how it does it on the Top 100. In fact, gotta think about it though, I get a strong sense of feeling that the majority of the Mario Party games on the Nintendo Switch will sell like really dang well. Like I already mentioned about the forms of Super Mario Party sales numbers that has been going up so well ever since back in during the forms of 2018 when it first came out. So yeah, I get the strong sense of feeling from that. I don't know if they're actually going to be doing the third one of the Mario Party series for the Nintendo Switch in the future. Although, mind you, it is a bit early to be able to speculate at the moment because, well, we've already got one in during the course of, well, we already got one from 2018, which is Super Mario Party, and then later this year, we actually got Mario Party Superstars. So, which is basically it's like another compilation game rather than just becoming like a fresh new game of any sorts. So, anyways, let's go ahead and continue things on here, and well, let's see what's beyond here, maybe. Of course, we can able to actually activate those propellers. That way, we can able to, well, just trying to activate the Ark itself. Which meaning about the fact that in order able to progress to the, I would say a wintry themed world, that way we need able to actually activate the Ark itself, so that way I would, why don't I just do that? Although, mind you, because of the fact that I was expecting to able to double check on certain things, but, usually when it comes to likely, like, it's kind of an annoying thing whenever I was trying to able to find something ranging from the forms of those missing pieces of the dolls. Most of the time, whenever we get into the later levels though, that I seriously swear to God, I always seem to be missing by one piece. So as a result though, whenever I first time I played the game back in 2013, well, despite the fact that I didn't exist, well, I do remember that Sonic did told me that once he did manage to able to play this game on his own time back in 2013, while he managed to purchase the game along with Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube. And as a result though, that he seriously just didn't get any like progressioning for the sake of likely for the collectibles, ranging from those, you know, the pieces of the dolls themselves, so at least I'm hoping for the sake of this Let's Play in general, we'll try to able to accomplish that without even missing one of them. But if we do, then we have to do a massive jump cut to do a massive search. So, at least we're hoping we're not gonna able to do it too many times though. Whilst, what if we get into the forms of until next year, for the sake of 2022, once we get into the last Klonoa game? Well, we don't know exactly for surely we'll do Klonoa Heroes as an RPG game, mainly due to the fact that it's all in Japanese and stuff like that. Whilst usually in Dream Champ tournaments, specifically Klonoa 2 Dream Champ tournament, that thankfully at least I still managed to got the game as an English emulator, so I can at least able to understand what they're trying to say about. And also we got ourselves the returning aspect from the likes of Klonoa Daughter Phantom Isle, along with the forms of Moonlight Museum, and also Empire of Dreams. However though, they're trying to able to make it a little bit more similar to Klonoa Daughter Phantom Isle, because as a result, as you can tell, there's only one shaped key, whilst compared to the forms of the handheld titles ranging from Moonlight Museum and Empire of Dreams, that they sometimes manage to contain different kinds of shapes of keys. Like, you know, you get the actual triangle-shaped key, as well as the forms of the circle key, along with the forms of the square key, and in some cases, I would say a heart key or something like that. Oh no, not the heart key, the X key, which actually represents to able to try to referencing the PlayStation icons for the actual controller and stuff like that, because, you know, Daughter Phantom Isle, along with this game, Lunatea's Veil, are usually PlayStation exclusive, so... But I digress. So as a result though, we're going back onto... Okay, quick A right there, because I somehow figured this out while I... Somehow, for whatever reason, I just keep on wandering around like nothing else, if you couldn't tell, as well as that particular interruption with that particular speech I was going to mention about the forms of the key-shaped designs between the console games to the handheld Klonoa games for sure. And it turns out about the fact that, well, in the console games, it's always going to be just only one shape, so... That's fine by me, I suppose, but hey, at least it's something to behold, I suppose. So yeah, let me know in the comments below for the question of the day. What do you guys still think about Mario Party the Top 100, despite the fact that it's been out for 4 years old now, and especially noticeable, it doesn't help that that game didn't sell well because it was on the late 3DS lifespan. Although, mind you, despite the fact that that particular game came out during exactly the same year as when the Nintendo Switch has been first released, so why can't they do that in the first place? I mean, that would be the cool concept, like we've already on about it for quite a long time, but thankfully we just kinda have to forget about that right now because we got the definitive way playing Mario Party compilation game, and that is on the Switch, which is on Superstars, which, in addition to having 100 minigames, but also we can able to play, well, recognizable boards from the past, rather than just becoming likely one board with a gameplay based off from Star Rush. Although I don't mind Star Rush's gameplay style to an extent, but this wasn't exactly what I minded for, or I was trying to remind it for trying to cause like a celebration kind of game of any sorts. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain because it has been like, you know, almost 4 years ago since I actually last touched upon the Top 100, which, as a result though, is mainly because it might be a bit too late able to go back into the game now because, well, Superstars is the definitive way playing it because, well, in addition to able to make Donkey Kong now finally become playable in all of, well, most of the Mario Party 5 minigames, and also some of these Mario Party 6 minigames as well, and Mario Party 7 minigames, and a little amount of Mario Party 8 minigames due to the majority of the minigames in Mario Party 8 are fully motion controls, so as a result, and the majority, or a little portions of certain minigames in 9, which also relies on motion controls as well, and yeah, and also Bodo's first time she's ever going to experience the actual previous minigames for the sake of Mario Party 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, including 10. So, yeah, that might be something worth noting for, because although she already experienced some of these minigames in 7, 8, and 9, because she was playable in those 3 games, basically, except Island Tour and the actual 10 game, and Star Rush, and god, the top 100 game, and Super Mario Party, although she does make her appearance after all. It's just the fact that she actually acts out as like an NPC, just trying to able to ask everyone some trivia questions. So, yeah, speaking of the forms of, another thing I want to classify for something, for those of you ever actually noticed something like this do, well, despite the fact that Jewel hasn't exactly mentioned about any specific details about the forms of Mario Party Superstars, new information and stuff like that, whenever the game finally came out, that, I don't suppose I actually mentioned about this either, or, Mighty the Armadillo hasn't mentioned about this either for the sake of Wario Land 3 playthrough, and even the forms of, well, to be more specifically, Maxi hasn't mentioned about in Banjo-Tooie Let's Play and stuff like that, and same applies to Mario vs. Donkey Kong playthrough so far, that recently we actually got ourselves, well, not 1, but 5 item minigames. Well, for the sake of the Superstars game. So as a result, those are 2 item minigames from Mario Party 2 and 3 item minigames from Mario Party 3. So as a result though, we already know about the forms of bobbing balloons that's already been confirmed. And I definitely know that, yes, apparently though, that I believe that Maxi has somewhat mentioned about for the sake of the forms of originally the Hammer Slammer was going to be a fake minigame to able to bring it back on Superstars. Turns out he was completely wrong, because as a result, we known about that for the longest amount of time, thanks to the forms of that particular, the Japanese pre-order item bonus, or the pre-order bonus item, which appears to be, well, let's just say like a, dang it, like a poster and stuff like that. That's, I'm all the way back here, that's dumb. Anyway, that's, we keep on speculating what the hammer design is actually based off from. That we keep on saying Hammer Slammer from the item minigame from Mario Party 2, which it did turns out it was actually true. So, yeah, that's actually pretty awesome and dope at the same time. Alongside with those minigames actually finally makes its return, but also we got ourselves Swinging with Sharks, which is an interesting choice in theory. Now, I'll get to the actual main point about the huge differences between the visual styles between certain item minigames for sure, although I'll get to them more now in a second. So yeah, that's that. And also we actually got Roll Out the Barrels based off from Pirate Land from the likes of Mario Party 2. I was expecting if they were able to bring in Coughing Congestion, because obviously Horrorland was actually in the actual game after all as part of the board. So for whatever reason, they just managed to able to bring in the item minigame based off from Pirate Land somehow. So yeah, it's a bit odd, but hey, at least I'll take it, because it's one of the easiest minigames to able to get a freebie item, an item freebie and stuff like that, so. And finally, we got ourselves Winner's Wheel, so yeah, I guess that's about that. So, and we were expecting if they were able to bring back, for the sake of quite a few item minigames, ranging from, well, let's just say, Hey Batter Batter, or Dory Dip, and also Mellet Go Round based off from Mystery Land from Mario Party 2, and Give Me a Break from Western Land, and especially noticeable, like I mentioned earlier, Coughing Congestion, and finally Bowser Slots from, well, Bowser Land from Mario Party 2. But it seems it's kind of weird, there's still no luck of Bowser themed boards once again. At least the last time they did, technically already did the Bowser themed board. That's what it appears to be, well, for the console Mario Party game was actually Chaos Castle, despite the fact that Bowser's name wasn't even on there, for the sake of Mario Party 10. But as far as generally though, we able to actually have not seen a Bowser themed board, technically in Star Rush, because in Star Rush, despite the fact there was actually grid-based boards, well, specifically in Toad Scramble mode, so at least even then, in World 4 specifically, that's basically the majority of the theme of that board is actually entirely related to Bowser's castle and stuff like that, so at least if I'm assuming correctly, so. Oh yeah, something's worth mentioning for those specific canon sequences, as you see, that it also, it kind of reminds me of not only for those launch stars that you're able to launch into something from Super Mario Galaxy 1 and Super Mario Galaxy 2, but also those kind of reminds me of those specific these little cannon shots for the sake of the forms of Sonic Lost World, because in Sonic Lost World, despite the fact that it's actually based off from a ripoff of Super Mario Galaxy, but I still find that game pretty underrated in my opinion. Specifically the Wii U version, whilst the 3DS version sucks still, but yeah, as a result, that's what I was going to be thinking of anyway. Speaking of Sonic Lost World, actually, one thing I suppose that we haven't exactly mentioned about, and that is the fact that, well, that particular game alone, for the sake of both versions of Sonic Lost World, both on the Wii U and the 3DS, that those two versions combined are now 8 years old. So, yeah, until 2023, it will be 10 years old by then. So, well, it wasn't until whenever we get into next year in 2022 that we're able to actually get ourselves some more 10-year anniversary celebrations of games, ranging from, well, already mentioned briefly, or I suppose that some Toys L's or Maxi has mentioned about, that is the fact that Boom Street in the UK is going to be 10 years old until next, well, let's just say until 2 months' time, although in North America and Japan, if I recall, for next month anyway, it will become 10 years old. Well, usually calls it like Fortune Street in America, and the Japanese version just calls it like Indigo Street DS or something. No, I keep thinking about the 2007 game. I do apologize for that for this point, folks. Indigo Street Wii. So, yeah, I do apologize for that. So, anyway. And also, there is Mario Party 9 that will be 10 years old until specifically in next spring. So, yeah, can't even believe the first ever Mario Party ND-Cube game is going to be a decade old. So, geez, time itself is so scary. So, and there's also Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games on the 3DS, and New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS, and Mario Tennis Open for the 3DS, and Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS, and Kid Icarus Uprising for the 3DS as well. And on top of that, Paper Mario Sticker Star, despite most people really hated the game so much because of the black sheep of the series. And also Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, which I found that game pretty boring though. Which I must admit though, I was really looking forward to it, but looking back on it now, it just feels kind of lacking. Will it work? They're going! Alright, here we go! So now the Ark is being activated, so this means we can now head over to the next environment. So yeah, as soon as you activate those 3 specific switches, then, well, the vision is completed after all. So, huzzah! So anyway, yeah, because as a result, I got bored of the Epic Mickey series. Although, one exception, which appears to be Epic Mickey Power of Illusion, which I found that game alright. Well, not the best, but hey, at least I think I found that one kind of enjoyable than the likes of the other 2 games in my opinion. So, anyways, now we're done with that level, and now let's go ahead and move on to the next level, which is Mountains of Mira-Mira. So, and this does manage to take place in a snowy environment from the Klonoa game nonetheless. So, it's nice to have some different level themes despite it's traditional. It's pretty chilly out there. Yeah, because it's cold. I think that a city lies up ahead of us, but the road is completely covered in snow. Thought something like this would happen. That's definitely true. Oh wait, a board. Ta-da! This won't work. That's the retail board from Joland. Popka? Oh goodness, Claire. Please forgive us our sins. Stop being a prude. Come on, let's go. Alright. Well, why not? So in this case, let's go on to Sonic Adventure Ice Cap Zone. Although, except the fact that we don't stumble across avalanches and stuff like that. Or should I like to call it the Klonoa Adventure Ice Cap Zone, basically. Except, well, except it's on 2.5D perspective as opposed to, well, there might be some 3D perspectives there. So anyways, once again we go on to the forms of the board section again. So ever since in Jungle Slider. So yeah, once again we're gonna have to able to be very cautious and be very careful, especially noticeable that you're gonna have to time your jumps carefully. And oh, there's a checkpoint right there. Oh, dang it, I think I mislead my jumps sometimes. But oh well, we'll keep trying anyway. So, in fact, this stage is actually pretty fun though, especially noticeable that again, it does remind me of Sonic Adventure for a bit, except the fact that, well, relatively speaking, it's just, well, it's just a Klonoa game after all. So, and also you can able to perform certain tricks. Well, usually I was expecting to able to pull off a 360 spin, but it turns out it's the fact that Klonoa actually takes its hat off, which it also reminds me of something related to Super Mario Odyssey, except the fact that, well, it doesn't get it completely off, because, well, it's so cool to able to actually see that Pac-Man icon on his hat, or his cap anyway, because, you know, this game is made by Namco, of course. So, anyways, oh god, we're going on to the actual, like, Sonic Lost World syndrome. Well, except the fact that, well, I don't think there's any ice physics to be involved around on this, so we can just simply just go anywhere we go until we reach onto that particular light on that hole over there. So, yay, we got out. Man, I really love the stage. In fact, kind of think about it, I actually really do enjoy those, you know, the board sections for the sake of this game in general, because it feels quite exhilarating. Whilst compared to the forms of something related to Empire of Dreams, that usually it's far too short, and also it's always divided into 3 sections, particularly. So as a result, though, I actually really enjoyed those boarding sections in this game way more than the handheld counterparts, at least to me anyway. So also, this music is super dope too, which it feels like you've almost going to be going on to extreme snowboarding style. Speaking of such though, I don't suppose that we actually mentioned about, but apparently though, that Klonoa actually makes its guest debuts in one of the PlayStation 2 games, as a matter of fact, which I don't know exactly what the game is called, by the way, mainly because I didn't exactly watch it all that much though. But for what I've noticed is that Klonoa actually made its cameo appearance for the sake of in one of those snowboarding games on the PlayStation 2. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool and awesome at the same time. Although, he does manage to got himself his recognizable board ever since in this game, along with Empire of Dreams, and in addition to Dream Champ Tournament, which I'll get into more details about that whenever we get into 2022. So, yeah, stay tuned for that once we finish this game first. So, of course, we still need to able to use those enemies to do a double jump thingy right here. There we go. It's pretty easy to miss those sometimes, I must admit. But hey, at least we can able to go through that particular tunnel over there, so that way we would. Although, can I think about it, since we're on the snowy environment, that means that, well, obviously we've only got 1 month left until specifically Christmas time, and I missed that particular cannon shot just right there. Actually, no matter what though, I'm gonna have to able to commit suicide despite the fact that the lack of invincibility frames if you keep on getting hit. So as a result, it'll leave me straight back in here. So I just want to see what really happens if you really want to go up there. So there we go, hop onto the cannon as we go, and check this out. We're going on to the actual Christmas tree. Yeah, only about a month ago, huh? Oh, only one month left, I should say. So, yeah, that's what I meant to say for this point. In fact, this place almost reminds me of Christmas vibe, which is a cool coincidence that Christmas is getting closer. So, yeah, that's actually pretty awesome to me. Alright, so here we go. Oh, God! Okay. I did not notice I didn't have to able to pull off a trick at first, but... Ah, so close. I was gonna go after that last piece right there, but... Hopefully, we'll just keep on trying, and hopefully we're not gonna drain that much too many extra lives, though. Alright, hopefully we should get this. There we go. Oh wait, this is actually a 5th piece. I keep thinking about the final piece. I think the final piece is actually right there. So, pretty easy when you easily spot it. So, and I believe after dodging a lot of hazards, then I believe this is the end of the level, just right up ahead. Whew, awesome stuff. Phew. Looks like this is the end. Where's the bell of indecision? Huh? Isn't it around here somewhere? Well, I don't see the bell anywhere. We should have stopped to ask in the town. Huh? Pop car? What do you make of that? I don't recall seeing that there before. Well, we'll probably find someone there. Let's go check it out. So it turns out we've already found that, well, it's hard to explain because I know it's been a couple of hours since I actually known about this specific stuff. So, anyways, let's save our game here. And, well, I do suppose we got enough time to do, I would say, one more level. Because as far as I'm aware, the next level we're going to be hitting to right now, it might actually be one of the longest levels of the game, I think. Because we ended up going Maze of Memories. So, yeah, it's going to be a maze-like level, so... Oh boy, we'll get used to that, I think. But, first of all, before we get into that though, cinematic cutscene time. What's this? Is it a maze? We're going to get lost for sure in here. Excuse me, ma'am. We're looking for the bell of indecision. Can you tell us where it is? A bell? Sorry, we never ventured inside. After all, we came bask in memories right here. Memories? Just as art is a reflection of the soul, these memories are reflections of our past. Why leave if you can keep reliving bygone days? What a bunch of old foggy stuff. Memories. No way around it. Let's keep pushing ahead. Alright, here we go on to the Maze of Memories, which is a labyrinth of illusions. So, jeez Louise. I always keep getting hit by these guys for some reason. So, anyway, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So, but again, if we don't know where exactly we're about to go into, in fact, this place always reminds me of the entirety of the Moonlight Museum game. To me though, mainly because you have to do with the forms of, well, as you can tell, we actually ended up going into the forms of those specific doors, as you can see. And also say it applies to Empire of Dreams as well, except unlike those two games, that it does manage to teleport you to, or transport you into a different room, depending on what specific number coding they've got on. Whilst in this level in general, it divides, well, let's say anti-gravity, or something like that. Well, thankfully, we don't usually get controls confused and stuff like that, because it's just a very simple, like, switch to floor or ceiling segments worth knowing for. So yeah, I think it's actually pretty simple when you get the hang of it, so... Anyway, so let's go up there and grab some more... Well, some more crystals to collect, so... jeez. keep on getting hit multiple times. That's the only problem. So, I suppose another thing I should probably explain about this as well, in terms of Mario Party Superstars in general, that is the fact that, well, there's a lot of mods out there. Like, usually, ever since when it first came out in October, in 29th of this year, that, usually, relatively speaking, everyone started making those mods very, very fast and quick. I do definitely know there are some cosmetics, you know, mods, such as, of course, more outfits for Mario, including the Super Mario 64 skin Mario, which is pretty cool. And there's also some character mods here there and there too. Such as, for instance, I believe there's a Sonic one, and also there is Shrek, and there's also Lucario, which is interesting, and also there is Rayman, and even especially noticeable with Kermit the Frog, and most importantly, and the most impressive thing of them all for me, Crash Bandicoot was actually a character mod, which is pretty cool and it's insane at the same time. And I've seen the actual gameplay footage of certain, like, character mods so far, and I'm gonna say, I'm almost very impressed with this, especially noticeable how the fact that, well, usually, despite the fact that it's almost like a palette swap with certain characters, like, I know there's an example, dang it, I just got cornered right there, especially like I mentioned earlier, lack of invincibility frames every time you die and stuff, so, oh well, no big deal, so, anyway, because I do definitely know there's an example to this, like Sonic is basically, it's like a palette swap from Mario, and Crash Bandicoot's character mod is basically, it's like a palette swap for the sake of Luigi character model's design, and I do definitely know that Kermit the Frog is basically a palette swap from Waluigi, and Lucario is basically, it's like a palette swap from Rosalina, because, well, I just have no words to think about it. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what the other mods they're going to be bringing in to Mario Party Superstars until specifically in the future, because, yeah, trust me, there's going to be a lot on its way. So, hopefully we'll might as well able to see some interesting faces. Like, I'm not exactly sure if, although recently also they bring in Mr. Krabs from the SpongeBob TV series. So as a result, though, that I think Krusty Krab is basically like a palette swap from the likes of Wario, because, you know, between, you know, Mr. Krabs and Wario are both greedy because they love money so much. So yeah, that makes it perfect sense. And I don't know what they're gonna do for the sake of trying to replacing Peach or Daisy or Birdo or Yoshi for that matter, but we'll just see what happens there. Especially noticeable that they've barely got started with all that modding stuff for you know, character mods and stuff like that, which this is like Sonic Generations mods all over again, except the fact that, well, ultimately speaking, I think it only runs on the actual Switch emulator or something like that, although I'm not exactly 100% certain. But usually because I haven't exactly looked upon emulations that much. Well, most notably in the high advanced console systems as far as I'm concerned. Whilst unlike in, well, to be more specifically with the handheld stuff ranging from, you know, Game Boy Advance, etc, that it runs like perfection, except my DS emulator, because it keeps lagging all the time. So I definitely still need to fix that though, until God knows if I was decided able to, like, we're still having a bit of a speculation when it comes to doing more DS Let's Plays, because I'm pretty darn certain that we've almost running out of ideas for, you know, DS game Let's Plays in the future. Although I do definitely know that we've actually got Kirby Power Paintbrush and Kirby Mass Attack, and especially noticeable with Wario Master of Disguise. Well, that can wait until after finishing Wario Land 4, which that will be up next for the Wario Land series of games. So, but as far as doing a WarioWare series as far as I'm concerned, with only few exceptions, which is WarioWare snapped for the DSiWare, mainly due to the fact that that particular game requires you to able to use the camera function. And Game of Wario, on the other hand, I'm probably not gonna do a Let's Play of, mainly because well, for one thing, it's gonna be super short and everything. Second, I don't think there's nothing right to home about for this game. And thirdly, it is probably my least favorite WarioWare game, and as a result, it plays nothing like the other games, which is understandable for me, especially noticeable that's the reason why the Wii U is not doing very well. And as a result though, yeah, I'm probably not gonna able to get Game & Wario, because I think that game is honestly feels a bit sucks for me. But that's just me. I'd much rather play, you know, the recognizable WarioWare games that actually has micro games as opposed to like a little amount of mini games. Although another thing that kind of bothers me for Game & Wario, and that is the fact that there's a short amount of replayability. Like, I'm pretty sure there are only 16 mini games total wise. Although technically speaking, there's 12 on single player mode, whilst there are other 4 only exclusive to multiplayer. So as a result though, not much content wise. Although there's also the character cards that you can get, but most of the time it's just, well, not worth it in my opinion, just because all it gets is just the actual subscription for certain characters, and that's pretty much about it. So, I don't know, maybe because I just get the strong sense of feeling, I think I'll skip Game & Wario at all times, mainly because, well, it's also really expensive at the moment for the UK audiences out there, especially that, you know what I'm saying, because, well, that game didn't sell well either, so... Anyway, so let's go ahead and continue things on here, and I suppose we can probably just head back down and try to return back into where, you know, with that particular door switching thing that somehow we accidentally died on. So we need to use this enemy right there, I suppose I've noticed something, and you know that particular piece I always have struggle getting? Well, that's what the electricity thing comes into play. So thankfully at least we've managed to got that at the very least. But we now need to use that again by able to actually just to go into a different floor-to-floor kind of syndrome and use the electricity thing as a, well, let's say a long jump or something like that. And that way you can able to kill that enemy, and that allows us to get some progressioning. So, although kind of thinking about it though, this place almost does reminds me of one of those levels as well as the new forms of Wario World. That I'm sure that most people already know about the game, because if you want to check that out for that particular Let's Play, then you can. It's in the actual channel if you're curious to check out. And yeah, it basically, because this place is going to be filled to the brim with mirrors sometimes, and as a result, unlike Wario World, that it does heavily utilizes, you know, beat 'em up combats and stuff like that, whilst this doesn't. It's obviously going to be involved around puzzle segments here and there, so... that didn't work out. Although, is there something that's... Oh, wait a second, yeah, those spikes instantly kills you. Which, kind of think about it, it's just like Mega Man. Except the fact that, well, we don't utilize this, some of these Robot Master weapons and stuff like that, so... Oh, seriously? Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, so this is what we're supposed to do, I think. That's, actually... Yeah, let's just, try to place the bomb here. And hurry back up a bit, and there we go. That's what we're going to be expecting to do. So we need to use that specific emerge enemy again, and just trying to do this, and keep on, you know, going to like floor to ceiling, and hit over there, and that should do it. So along with the checkpoint as well. In fact, kind of think about it, I actually really do like this place. It almost feels like a Wario World-esque feel to it, which, except the fact that we don't need to rely on keep on beating up enemies with the actual beat 'em up button mashing combat skills, but I just have no idea why I'm saying things like that, because aside from other things I've already just said, well, honestly, there's not much else I can say about it. Well, apart from the fact that, well, relatively speaking, that well, to be more specifically, until about a few days' time, that, you know, Super Mario 3D Land will be expected to become, well, 10 years old for now. Well, it wasn't until likely, in the middle portion of November, so... yeah, that should be exciting. So, I might be worried about something if I was missing something, because if I seriously swear that if I somehow missing something, I'm gonna... well, not gonna toss my controller or anything, but it's just that it might be a bit of an annoying inconsistency sometimes. Wait a second, did I just push back a little bit? Although, thankfully, we have still managed to got some progression in there. I just have no idea why they respawned me right back into that beginning of the previous room. I honestly have no words, so... alright, let's see. I just get a feeling there won't be any important collectible in here, just some Balenciaga crystals to get, and that's pretty much about it, so... alright, so let's go in here, and just get back into that particular... actually, before we get into that, I need to double check. Nah, there's nothing there, so... oh well, we'll head onto there again, and... wow. Let's try and use that enemy again to... God knows what! Grab some more crystals there, and head onto that purple road. Or the purple path, anyway. And that should lead us to a vertical climbing segment there, so... at least thankfully we got some extra lives back at the very least. Well, most of them anyway, so... alright, so let's get on here, and I get the feeling that the... oh jeez, I keep on failing off like nothing else. Where's the last piece? Is it somewhere? If I could just, like, keep doing this and that. Is it gonna be, like, somewhere? Oh, there it is! I see it! I see it just right there. Okay, so... let's get on there. Oh, that was actually ultimately very close if I don't miss that entirely, but thankfully I didn't, so... alright, so let's just wait here for a bit, and there we go, we got all the pieces of the doll we're about to get after we're done with this level first, so huzzah, and job done, so alright, so let's just keep doing this, and get on to those other things there too, and oh gosh, I almost gonna miss that out, but thankfully I didn't, so... and we made it. We made it to the top as we go. But if you think this level's done, well, turns out it's still not done yet. Because you see, now we got the checkpoint, and if we continue our proceeding for this level, that if we manage to fall down into this largest hole, filled to the brim with these colorful pellets or colorful wallpapers and stuff like that, with all these patterns and everything. So... yeah, it does look pretty spectacular to look at, I must admit. And then whenever we go in here, then, well, as I said, we're not exactly done yet. So, looks like it's time to figure out some, well, puzzle segments now. So in this case, we need to be able to deal with the forms of the enemy combination things here, so... so in this case, the first part we need to use the bomb-like enemy, so that way we can able to destroy that particular rock that it blocks our progressioning, so... oh, and also, I would say the final thing I would discuss for this point today, that is the fact that tomorrow, for the UK, that I'm gonna have to do a 2-minute silence for tomorrow, mainly because about the fact that every time when it gets to like 11 o'clock and stuff like that, that's basically I always have to able to try to do the actual 2-minute silence, so that might be my part of a plan after all. Alright, so is there anything from there I could... nah, I don't think there's anything else I could do in there, so we're just gonna forget about that room, although we will be back for it until on any moment's notice. And onto here to break those specific box crates to now able to actually use that enemy over there to emerge with the actual different colored power and stuff like that, which again, it's hard to explain because I know it's been 2 days since I actually just, you know, last touched this basically, so alright, so yeah, because every time one of you activate something in the middle of the actual turntable, that it does manage able to allow you to go either the actual door or the bomb-like enemy or the electric spark enemy they can use as a long kind of big jump or something. And on top of that, oh shoot, this is not gonna work. Hold on, I've got a better idea. I'll just try and able to carry this bomb-like enemy and try to take it to the yellow room, and we'll try to activate the double jump as soon as we can able to do just that, and grab that enemy again and toss that enemy. I think that probably does it. So now we just need to head over to the blue room and do as we do so, just try and toss that over there, and now we're able to actually got the blue thing projectile with us. So now we need to head back into the green room, and we can try to toss that right onto the blue crystal as we go. And I believe once we enter this door, I think that's the end of the level. So, oh jeez, that level's long. Look, another mirror. We're almost there. Come on, Klonoa. Hey. Wait. I see something in there. I'm not a failure. There's no way you can become a apprentice being such weak as, yeah. Looks like that she's seeking the future of, well, you don't have what it takes. You're nothing but a failure and an embarrassing to us all. I'm not a failure. 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 But I... The dream traveler will save the world when the sea of tears grows stormily. The power of the ring shall bring peace to the world. I'm not a failure. And yeah, they're trying to do a laughing cum syndrome. I know. I have what it takes. I'll show them. And shattered. Oh, poor Lolo. She was sad. I know. I know. I know. I didn't become an apprentice on my own. All I wanted to do was show them that I could become an apprentice. Lolo. I know. That is what my power witch got me the title, not me. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yeah, it's a bit upsetting because, well, I'm gonna have to admit though, I do like Lolo as a character, because she is pretty cute and adorable for a apprentice or something like that. So anyway, yeah, let's just go ahead and save our game here. And I don't think we've got enough time to able to do the next level, I'm afraid, because it's almost an hour of recording because of that particular Maze of Memories level itself. Jeez, that can take way too long right there. So anyways, we'll go ahead and end things off this point right here, so join me next time on Let's Play Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Fail, and that is the fact that we're going to be heading over to the next level, which appears to be Indecision Pass. So hopefully we'll get ourselves our next element there. So I'll see you guys on Friday, of course. So yeah, later fellas.